Good evening. My purpose this evening is just to make a few comments on the first step of Alcoholics Anonymous. This is the first in a series of 5 films on each of the first 5 steps. We begin obviously with number 1. I think it is true to say that the thing that is hardest to grasp is the obvious. As somebody once said, I can't see the woods because the trees are in the way. And so often that happens to us, to everybody. We fail to grasp the obvious. You see written up here the words of the very first step of Alcoholics Anonymous. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. No one who has a drinking problem is about to take on himself a regime of life that forbids the use of alcohol until and unless he admits that continuing to drink it will kill him. And so we come to the first step. And as someone once said, in commenting on the obvious, the longest journey begins with the first step. And usually the first step is the hardest, the most difficult. It's like the first step of a ladder. It's the highest and the widest, but it's the strongest. And somebody once said, and I agree with this, the depth and the seriousness with which you will work the rest of this program depends directly on the depth and the seriousness with which you accept this. This is not just a step you take and then you go on from there. This is an admission of one's condition. It's not just an intellectual thing after you hear a whole lot of facts and you get a whole lot of intellectual data from lectures and films and meetings and groups and individual therapy and everything. You can come to the conclusion intellectually, well, yes, I guess I'm an alcoholic. This step is down here. I am an alcoholic. And it only comes when we have a lovely meeting of these ingredients: honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. And so this is the how of recovery. How do I get well? How do I get rid of this hell that I'm in? How do I get out of the pit that I find myself at the bottom of? How? Through a basic honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. And if you have those ingredients, you can indeed get well. And it begins here.